What up, what up, what up? It's your boy 13 nigga. Uh Black Prince, 13 King, whatever, Will. Uh I'm gonna make this video because I had some shit on my mind. I was just thinking about how everybody always says they would love to try to find a way that they can make the world a better place. You know, how can we make the world, just better? So what I was thinking about was that in order for us to make the world a better place, and in order for us to probably make people in relationships be appreciated more, you know what I mean? The real solution is something that people call vice versa, or giving people a dose of their own medicine. I think giving, not being evil or being about revenge, but just giving people a dose of their own medicine. And in my life, what I have experienced through whether I did something wrong and then it came back on me, or rather something was did wrong to me and I watched it come back on another person, or I might have watched somebody else's life and seen that same exact thing happen. I study people, you know what I'm saying? In general, I study people. Just all races of people, I just study people, you know what I mean? I study different races of people. I watch them, I don't just read about them. I watch their characteristics. I watch how us men are. I watch and study women very deeply. So when you start talking about making the world a better place, if you want to talk about racism, if you want to talk about people who are privileged, and when you're talking about murder and things of that nature, the most easiest solution and thing that I know for a fact works, and they do this in other countries, but when you talk about violence and people being killed and things of that nature, the best way to make people stop stealing and killing is to let them watch that same thing be done to someone that they love, their family. So, for instance, you take a man and he rapes a little girl. Imagine how that man would feel if he didn't just go to jail or nothing like that. He had to watch his daughter be raped. Might sound awful and things of that nature, but I'm just saying, when people and when a society don't have no morals, sometimes drastic things is what you need. Even in the Bible, a lot of people don't read the Bible for themselves, but there are a lot of scriptures in the Bible where God said, go murder everybody. Murder their kids. Because those people so evil, murder their kids. Take their women, take their wives. It's scriptures in there where it's almost saying like, do whatever you want to their women. Like, just murder everybody. Take everything, and whatever the case might be. In other countries, when somebody steals, they chop their damn hand off. Now, think about this. When you get a call and you find out your little son is stealing, and you like, damn, what he stealing for? He ain't got to steal. We all have stole or did something. But I guarantee you that if your son knew that if he got caught stealing, that he might get his hand chopped off, you wouldn't even have to raise him and teach him not to steal. If he know that the government or that some people's gonna chop his hand off, he ain't gonna steal. So if you take a man and he rapes a little girl, and if his punishment is he has to be raped by a whole bunch of men, or he gotta watch his daughter be raped, guess what? He ain't gonna rape nobody. See, people do whatever freedoms you give people, and when they recognize that the repercussions for what they're doing are not that great, they're gonna do more of it. But when they know they got extreme things that are gonna happen to them if they get caught doing something, they're more than likely not to do it. It's kind of like a child who has the kind of mother that don't spank them. 9 times out of 10, that child is going to do more bad shit. But if you know you got the kind of mama that will beat your ass in the public and wear your ass out, it's going to be a lot of things that child not going to do. She not going to even try it, or he not going to even try it. So, like, America is based off, this false and fake freedom. But they freedoms do nothing but make you a prisoner. It make you a criminal because, see, they study psychology. And they know the psychology of people. If you give people a lot of freedoms, they're going to do more wrong things, especially if the society or that civilization is not raising people right. And when those people don't have no resources, they can't get no jobs, they're going to do crimes. They already know that. This is why they build so many prisons. They play these little games, but this is why they build so many prisons. This is why, because they already know that people are going to commit crimes, rape, kill, steal, kill. But, like I said, if someone kills somebody for nothing, what if they had to watch someone they love be killed for nothing? Have you ever went to funerals, especially black funerals, and you see how people pass out? They crying, they falling out, they rolling around the church. Somebody may have got killed. And don't get me wrong, they are nice and good people who get killed. And they really are just good people, and somehow something went wrong. But most of the time, sometimes you go to somebody's funeral and he been killed. That person probably has killed a lot of people and caused a lot of other people heartache. But when that person gets killed, that person's family is crying, and they can't understand why this happened, this and that, but they don't understand that that person you crying over, they did that to somebody else. So what you have to pay attention to is that nobody likes to take the same thing that they dish out. Nobody. Somebody will do something so bad to you, but when you do it to them, they hate it. They hate it. I don't care if it's something big or something small. So one of the most easiest solutions in order to get people to see things is to put them through the same thing that they're causing another person to go through. That's the easiest way. You don't have to give them no lecture. You don't have to send them to no psychologist. Just make them go through the same thing that they put other people through. And off the bat, instantly, once they go through that, they'll stop everything that they're doing. It's like real simple. It's like, I give you an example. We've been told as black people that we minorities, right? One thing I've watched and learned about white people is that they hate when they're not at the top. They hate when they are the minority. Like my job. In my job, the Mexicans are the majority. So we have unions, and we have, at the end of the year, or I say in a couple months, we're going to be voting for, this union stuff. And I was talking to a Mexican guy, and he tells me, he said, yeah, man, we got 2 white boys that's running against us, trying to take our spot as being a representatives for, our union. So I'm like, oh, okay, oh, yeah. He like, yeah. He say, the white boys say that we don't represent them because at this steel mill, we're the white people say they're the minority. So by Mexicans being in the positions of control when it comes to the union, They're the chairman, the representatives. They basically are running the union because there's more Mexicans at my job than anything. The white people don't like that. You know, they don't like that. I worked with a guy one time, and we worked with nothing but a lot of Mexicans. And, you know, don't get me wrong, the Mexicans, they was giving us jobs, like the asshole jobs that don't nobody want. And they would all work together and do the cool jobs. And they be down there partying and playing with each other and having a good time. And they got us somewhere else doing something else. But this company I worked for, it was 90% Mexican. So the Mexicans was the majority. Now, I was working with the white guy. He like, man, don't that piss you off, man? You know, they're down there having a good time. They got us outside digging holes and doing this hard stuff. And I looked at the white guy and I told him, I said, man, I'm black. I say, I've been treated like this all my life. I said, this shit don't bother me. I say, it don't bother me. I say, don't nobody like the black man, not even other minorities. I said, so it don't bother me. I say, it bothers you because you're white and you have a privileged attitude. You know, white people have a privileged attitude like a rich person, like a stuck-up, arrogant, spoiled, like a woman. If you ever, you know, like a woman that's very, very pretty, you know how they have that little bougie attitude? That's how white people are. Their skin makes them like that because of their privileges. So I just told him, I said, hey, man, hey, it don't bother me. But what I'm saying is it goes to show you that people cannot take what they dish out. So it's just like when you see homeless people and people say, oh, fuck you, nigga, get a job. Now, some of these homeless people be faking the front. They really don't be homeless like that. But there are a lot of them. You see them in the garbage can, getting food out the garbage can. They sucking on chicken bones out the garbage can. Those bums are real. When you see a bum outside and it's 30 fucking below outside, he's homeless for real. So a lot of people don't have no compassion for homeless people because they've never really been homeless. Some people may say they've been homeless, but it's not that kind of homeless. It's not that outside when it's 30 degrees below homeless. It's not that literally you eating out of a garbage can homeless. It might just mean, a lot of people say they were homeless. It just means they may have been in a shelter. They may have had to live with a friend. Things of that nature. But if all of us had to live like a homeless person for a little while, like literally stay outside when it's real cold, when it's raining and it's snowing, and you had to get your food out of a garbage can, I bet you would have a whole lot more love and respect for a homeless person. So, you know, I always hear a lot of deep scholars and people using these big words. You know, I don't do all that. I just, you know, this stuff is common sense. That is the easiest way to get people to have compassion for other people and other genders. Like I say, let rich white people, send them to the hood. Let them survive off nothing but some stamps or some Section 8. Let them live like that for a couple of months. And then they'll learn to value and appreciate what black people go through or what poor people go through in general, low-income people. Rich people need to be poor a couple, at least for a little while out the year, just to keep them humble. So if it ain't number 3-4 months out the year, let them be poor. Let white people be black for a couple months out the year, just to keep them humble. You know, if we did that, I guarantee you everybody, it would be a such thing as world peace. You know, even though I'm not Americanized, I don't believe in all that stuff, but I'm saying if we did do these things that I'm saying, we probably could have world peace. Because nobody's going to want to do something wrong to nobody because they know that that same thing is going to be done to them. And I'm not talking about when they say, well, karma and God is going to get you back. I'm talking about when you do something, you get it right back then. You know, that government or those people give you a dose of your own medicine right then. I bet you people would treat people the right way. I bet you people wouldn't commit all these crimes. Because see, over there in them other countries, like I said, you rape a woman, they load you up against the wall. And they let the family members of that woman you raped shoot you right in front of your family. That'll stop you from raping women. That'll stop. When people see that kind of stuff happening, the women can walk around butt-ass naked, and I bet you won't no man touch them. I bet you won't no man touch them. If that man know that they gonna load him up against a wall and gun him down or stone him to death, I bet you he won't be no more rapes. The women can walk around with their shirt off, titties out. They can twerk all down the street and won't no man goddamn rape them. That's just how it is. If people did that, then the world would change overnight. If we had the kind of government to where we had to do things like that, whereas we had to experience what other people experience, like if you rich, you got to go and be poor for a minute. If you white, you got to live like you black for a minute. If whatever you going through, somebody else has to go through it as well. That's going to give them a greater love for you. And it's going to make them also not judge you so much. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we judge people so much nowadays. So that's what I was thinking about. It's the most easiest thing. You know, you don't have to read no books. You don't have to become righteous and all this. If you just do those things right there, people will naturally become righteous. They will naturally treat people. One thing I do agree with is that one scripture in the Bible where it says treat people how you want to be treated. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to do because ain't none of us perfect. You know, we all have these lower chakras and things to where, you know, we end up selfish or all about ourselves. It's a hard thing to do. But it works. If you treat people how you want to be treated, everything will be good. The other thing I was going to talk about as far as relationships, that vice versa thing would be the best thing in the world for relationships, especially black relationships, because we're the ones that don't have no culture and we have the most problem in our relationships and marriages. So imagine this. If the man had to be left alone at home with the kids every day. Imagine if that man had to experience labor pains. The labor pains that a woman go through. Imagine that. Babies running all around. He got to clean up the house. He got to try to cook. Do homework with the kids. Imagine that. Imagine if he had to walk around with his vagina that has staples or stitches in it because he just had a baby. And then there's no one there. The person who got him pregnant, is no one, that person's not there helping. Not helping physically, and most of the time not even financially. Imagine if the man had to experience that. I bet you he would treat women better. I don't care if he was cheating and had 100 other women. That woman that he had kids with, he would make sure he kept her first. And he would make sure that he helped her out before he went and did anything. If he had to experience what that woman was going through. That would make men be the best men in the world just overnight. Because the only thing a man got to do is, all you got to do is let him experience that for 1 week. 1 week. Let him feel them labor pains for 16 hours, like a lot of women do when they're in labor. And just let him have to be at home with all them kids with no help, feeding them, washing clothes, cleaning the house. Let him experience that. Doing everything on his own with young babies, walking around with some stitches in his vagina or staples in his stomach from having birth. The men would be the greatest men alive overnight if they had to experience that. As far as with the women, what if the women had to work these hard-ass jobs, these hard labor jobs? We talking about oil companies, steel companies. If they breaking their back and they dealing with the hardest racism, because the racism that the black man experiences is a lot different from the racism that the black woman experiences. The black woman experiences racism, and she does experience sexism, but with her gender comes benefits. Meaning that by her being a woman, they're not so hardcore with their racism. So let that woman experience that racism that makes people want to kill you. By us being black men, everybody want to kill you. You know, they're not going to give you no pass because you're a woman, or because you look good, or you got some nice breasts. See, the white man, he's always giving the black woman a pass because he wants some damn coochie. So the racism that black men experience is a more deadly and hardcore racism. So imagine if she had to go to work and everybody there is trying to get you fired. They're intimidated by you. They're scared of you. Only thing they want to do is get you fired so that you cannot be the head of your household, I should say. They don't want you to be able to provide for your family and stuff. This is the way that the system been set up. You know, they specifically give black women jobs over black men. So imagine you busting your ass, your back hurting, you lifting hundreds of pounds of steel or concrete every goddamn day. You got to be on your P's and Q's because they trying to find a way to get you fired. So they trying to make it like you're not doing your job. They just trying to find ways to fuck you up. They're making you work harder because they want you to quit. This is what you go through every day, just to take care of your kids and help your woman. And then you come home and the woman ain't even smiling. She really don't appreciate you like that. She didn't get very comfortable. Ain't no food cooked. The house is a mess. And she want to argue with you over something petty. You know, every time a black man get in a car, we know damn near we finna get pulled over. That's who they want to pull over. Black people in general, but specifically, these white police officers want to pull over black men. So, like, when a black man walks outside, it's a target on his back. As soon as he walks outside, nobody likes him. Half the time his own race of women don't like him. The police don't like him. They trying to pull him over. They trying to kill him. His own race of men is killing each other like crazy. Then he go to work, busts his ass working like a straight up real slave. They trying to get him to quit. They want him to lose his job. They making his job harder for him. They keep watching him. So, you know, they want to find some reason to fire him. You know, they treat him like he ain't shit. And then he comes home and his woman is just complaining. Even if, and he's the kind of man, because I know a lot of men like this, they don't ever talk about this, but there are some black women who don't have to work. The black man, he works and he takes care of everything. She can basically sit at home. And you still have those kind of women that complain. So let that black woman experience walking outside wondering if another black man go kill you for no reason, if the white man is go kill you for no reason, and everybody at your job hates you just because of the color of your skin and because you're a man. You're the natural protector. So they want to kill you and destroy you. Let them deal with that pressure and see how that feels. Let them work their ass off like that. Hardcore labor that just destroys your back, your body. Every day you come home, I mean, literally, you feel like you're an old ass person, like you're a senior citizen. And then when you come home, you can't even get a massage, no bath water ran, no food cooked, and somebody's complaining and upset with you every day. They got a problem with something. They just don't appreciate you. Let the black woman experience that. Somebody nagging in her ear. Somebody who asks you a million questions. Things that's not even important. Not asking you questions about important things or things that will help both of y'all out or that will make you feel good. Things of that. Just dumb, stupid questions. It's like they're only concerned about what makes them happy. So they want to know, you know, is you getting my hair did? Is you getting my nails did? Are we going here? I mean, that's their only concern is, are you going to do something for them? Let them experience that. If black women had to experience that, they would humble themselves down. They wouldn't complain so much. They wouldn't nag so much. They would make sure that it was food hot and ready when that man came in. They would give that man a massage every day. That's the thing with genders and relationships. People need to experience what the other people go through. Because, I don't know about y'all, but if you look at relationships or you've been in relationships, you notice that people hate when you do what they do to you. Like, you'll be in a relationship with somebody, and they will not appreciate you. They will complain. They will question you, ask you all kind of dumb stuff. Just won't let you have peace. They'll judge you about everything. But as soon as you do it to them, it's a problem. When you do it to them, you're evil. You're wrapped in your feelings. Or you're bullying on them. Basically, what they're saying is, I can do you like that. I am better than you. How dare you try to do me like that? They basically say, I don't care how it makes you feel when I do you like that, but don't you do me like that. It's that thing of like, I'm not going to help you, but you make sure you help me. I'm not going to call you, but you make sure you call me. It's almost like they're God. Basically, they're God. And you're like their disciple or their servant. That's how a lot of relationships are. Especially when you're dealing with, if a man got money, got a lot of money, he go treat you like shit most of the time. He go think you supposed to worship and cherish him. If you're dealing with a woman who's very pretty, or she's successful, or she's spoiled or been raised to be a certain way, she's going to deal with you as if you should be so proud to be with her. Like her shit don't stink. Like you can't, like it ain't other women out here better than her, or just as pretty as her, or got a job better than her, or got kids, less kids than her, or no kids. Same thing with a man. You got men out here, they ain't got no job, no money, no nothing, and they out here got an attitude like they Puff Daddy. They got this arrogance about themselves like, like they just the shit. And they ain't got nothing even going for themselves. So we need to let people experience how it feels to be the opposite gender. And that'll make black relationships, because that's what I'm concerned with, it'll make black relationships turn out for the good overnight. Just let us experience what we put the other people through. Then we'll be alright. So vice versa, and in letting people experience what other people go through could change the world overnight. It can change black relationships overnight. It's going to make everybody humble and everybody love each other. That's the quickest and realest solution. And it's guaranteed to work. Guaranteed to work. You don't have to worry, will it happen, will it work, or anything like that. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen overnight, because people can, like they got that saying that says, if you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. That's real true. Because us men can't handle what we do to women, and women can't handle what they do to men. White people can't handle what they do to black people. Or rich people can't handle what poor people have to go through. That's just how it is. A rapist don't want to be raped, but they want to rape other people. A child molester, they'll rape somebody else's kids, but they really don't want their child molested. Or they don't want their child molested by somebody unless it's them. They might molest their own child, but they don't want nobody else to molest their child. So, like I said, this is the simplest thing. If we could find a way to do this, overnight the world will change. Overnight the black relationships will stick together. If we found a way to make black people humble themselves and just treat each other right, treat each other how they want to be treated. My thing is this: if you want a woman to treat you like a king, you got to treat her like a queen. If a woman want to be spoiled, you got to spoil that man. That's how it goes. But that ain't how people think when you really look at it. It's like, treat me this one way, but I ain't going to treat you that way. That's how it is. It's like, we'll go around, you see people all the time, they'll go around killing people. Talk about how they savages, they beasts. They love to kill people. But when they friend get killed, oh, they crying, they falling out, they can't believe it happened. Yeah, but you've been killing people too. You didn't think like that when you was killing people though. A man will whoop a woman ass, but he don't want nobody to whoop his mama ass or his sister ass. But when your sister get a black eye from her boyfriend, you want to kill him. But you beat your girlfriend up and you fight all these women all the time. Straight up hypocritical. And that's one thing I can't stand. I mean, none of us are perfect, and we all do certain little things, but some people are very extreme when they're extreme hypocrites. Very extreme. Like I said, I see it in the streets all the time, and I see it in relationships or when I deal with people. If I'm dealing with a woman, I see it all the time. It's like, you know, they straight up selfish. Very, very selfish. And I hate to say it, but I see it with black people more than anything. And the reason is because we don't have nothing and we ain't being raised right. We very selfish. We all about us. And that's why we end up old and lonely by ourselves, or we end up dead, because we so much about ourselves and so greedy for everything that we end up dead or lonely. But that's because we don't have nothing. And that's because we ain't been raised right. We watching too much TV and these videos, and we live in this matrix. So that's what it is, you know. And y'all leave y'all comments and let me know what y'all think. But I just think that it's the most guaranteed way and only thing I know that will work very quickly, and is guaranteed to work with everybody, with every single person. But it's your boy, 13 Nigga, 13 Love. I'm up out. Leave me some comments. I'm finna take my ass to work. Y'all have a good day.